Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of It Takes Balls to Knit to Show. Thank you for choosing to spend some time with me, and hopefully you'll really enjoy it. Now we have a lot of stuff to deal with and a lot of stuff coming up in the future, so make sure you stay tuned. If you want to get notification of all the episodes as soon as they come up, click the subscribe button below. It'll be well worth it, I promise. Now, in this episode, Milli from Tribe Yarns in Richmond, England, is going to show you what to do with a skein of yarn if you don't have a ball binder handy, but you happen to need to get that project going right away. I'm sure you've been there. I know I have on more than one occasion. After that, we're going to Edinburgh, Scotland, and we're going to have a great chat with a great friend of mine, Jess of Ginger Twist Studios. You are going to love her. She is just incredible. And her tiny little shop, but with all this amazing yarn. Make sure you watch that. After that, we're coming back to Vancouver, BC, where we're going to chat with Trudy Ann, and she's going to serve us up a nice cup of wonderful masala chai. And we have some giveaways to take care of from previous episodes, plus we have some new ones from this episode. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll get that going right after this. Hi everybody, welcome to another segment of Knit You. Now, have you ever found yourself in a situation where you're not at home and you're not at a yarn shop, but you have a skein of yarn and you need to change it from this to this? Well, that has happened to me on many occasions. And, normally you're at the yarn shop or you're at home and you throw this on your Swift, hook it up to your ball winder, it goes boom, 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 and you've got yourself a nice workable center pull ball, right? Well, if you're not at home or at that yarn shop though, and you have to get that project started, what are you going to do? Well, zip with me to England, and my friend Milli, the owner of Tribe Yarns, is going to show you exactly how to do that, how you're going to change this guy into this guy, okay? So let's go along with Milli and find out how to do that. There you go, we got that. No. I'm not going to edit it out either. Hello, wait, stop a second.
Oh no.
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining us for Tip of the Needle. And today's Tip of the Needle is a very, very special one because I am here in Richmond, London. Please stop, You're going way too far ahead of everybody. We are here in Richmond, London with Milli. Milli, do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi everybody, I'm allowed to talk now. I'm allowed to, he's very bossy. I'm talking now.
And Milli is the owner of Tribe Yarns, and it's in this wonderful, wonderful location. As a matter of fact, we're here. This is like your opening day, right? Or yesterday?
We haven't officially opened yet. We're going to have a party But we've officially moved in here.
All this when I'm leaving.
2 days ago.
Right.
No. We'll have a party in a month when I've done all the signage and things, and then that'll give you time to fly back.
Okay. Yeah. I'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the meantime, you're going to show everybody exactly what are you going to show everybody?
Well, we've got this really patient, lovely customer who really wants to go to the pub, but I have commandeered her yarn to show her how to hand wind it because I love hand winding. So here's some beautiful art yarn. It's beaded and sequined silk yarn, and it's amazing. And I was just, you have to excuse my disgusting fingernails. I just moved the shop and they're all broken and chipped, but ignore my nails. Look at the yarn. This is how you start. So it's really quick. Right. Sarah, are you watching this? So you just do a little bit of this. And normally I'd have a 400 meter skein of lovely fingering weight yarn. This one isn't as long, but you get, right. So I've got about that. And if you want to centre pull at this point, just grab the end out so that it's sticking out, but I don't with these little cakes. So then we bind that like that. It's not rocket, but I just want you to see how fun it is to hand wind yarn. Right, so once I've bulked up this middle section a little bit, if you've seen my little video on how I hand wind yarn, you'll see how pretty the little cakes are when they're done. And that's because when I get to about this bit, I start winding it diagonally like this, and I just give it a little twist and a turn every few, and then it actually starts looking like a cake of yarn that you would get from your ball winder and your Swift, except with this you get to spend a bit more time with your yarn and look at the colours and think about what it's going to be, or the person that's going to get it, and take ages over it. And I love doing this because you can like just, sometimes I totally change what I was going to do with the yarn because I've hand wound it and I've realised that there's different colours or different textures happening, and it gives you time to consider what's going on. Do you see what's happening? Mm-hmm.
And the skein is just wrapped around on your knees.
Just sitting on my knees, yeah. So no backs of chairs or anything weird like that. I just sit it on my knees.
And what yarn is this that you're actually winding right now?
Look, it's amazing. It's beaded sequin silk yarn by Art Yarns, and it's hand painted. And this colourway, well, you nabbed this as soon as it came in, didn't you? This was a limited edition one last month.
And it's obviously available here in your shop. Can people order it online as well?
Yes, absolutely, yeah. This particular colourway is out of stock right now, but we'll get some more, maybe, if I feel like it. But
if Sarah doesn't buy it as soon as it comes in.
Yeah, exactly. But we've got lots of other amazing... I tend to, work with the more limited edition ones because that way I get to have more fun shopping for different colours every couple of months. But so if it's available and you really want it, I say get it because it's not going to be here long.
And that's a basic premise for a lot of the yarns in your shop.
Yeah,
right? Like we have Jessica here from Edinburgh from Ginger Twist Studios doing a truck show, and you tend to get more of the dyers.
I like the indie dyed stuff, and quite often with little dyers, you can't dye 100 kilos at a time, and I wouldn't want that. So we work with little dyers who can produce small amounts that are exquisite and amazing. And then when they're gone, and I like working with dyers to develop colourways as well, because it must be boring for you to keep kicking out the same colours. So then we work on new stuff. Look how pretty that is. So do you see how that's coming along now? And then eventually this bit will be so built up that you won't see these pokey outy ends, and you'll have this amazing little cake of them. Sarah needs to go to the pub now, so I need to hurry up. She's giving me the look that if I don't get a drink in my hand in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to kill someone.
You should have brought it here. You could have been.
Do you know how many bottles of wine we've got? Actually, there's no wine in the wine rack.
Oh my gosh, it's all yarn. I just noticed that. Your wine rack is full of yarn.
No, but it's normally wine and yarn. But I think when in the move, the wine bottles would have smashed, so they must have moved them.
Ah. So what you're telling me is that there's wine in here somewhere.
Lots
we
of
just
Prosecco
don't know it.
and red wine here somewhere. Oh, this is beautiful, Sarah.
I know, I don't want to knit it up now.
Oh, no, do. Look,
Well,
it
you
looks like a
see,
little
you
ball
can
of
do
Christmas.
that. You can buy a whole bunch of yarn and then basically just have it as home decor. I think she's married too, so you know.
Oh. See, Darren's also an Aquarian, but he doesn't identify as one. He
Oh,
identifies
right.
as green bin.
Okay.
I'm kidding. He doesn't believe in any of that, and he's not really. But for
I'm just on
Chinese,
the I'm on the last day of Cancer, so I'm sort of on the border of Leo. Which is why I think I can be quite social, but
there.
Okay.
There is a little cake of flat.
Wow,
bottom.
and so yours is actually a cake.
Yeah, I
it's
make them
not
into
a ball.
cakes. Yeah, and they're
Wow.
flat bottomed, so they don't zoom off when you use them.
That is
That's awesome.
fabulous.
I'm gonna go home and try to reborder the orange one.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
thank
it's bigger,
you
so,
so very much
Yeah, you're welcome.
for.
I did
Thank you
love-
so very much for showing us that. That is just fabulous.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Millie. That was very, very informative. And now everybody knows how to change a skein into a ball. And make sure you keep watching because that's not the last you're going to see of Millie. We actually did a feature on her shop, Tribe Yarns. It is incredible. She's just moved. She's still in Richmond in England. And I cannot even tell you how beautiful the space is. But luckily for you, I don't have to tell you. I can actually show you. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. And in a future episode, we are going to show you that wonderful, wonderful tour we had of Millie's shop. It's absolutely amazing. Click the button below, subscribe, and as soon as it's up, you'll know. So you'll definitely see it. Now, in that little clip, Millie showed you how to wind it into a regular ball of yarn. And she did mention that you could make it into a center pull ball like this one is. And that's what I'm actually going to show you now because it's not very much different at all. So what you do is you take your skein of yarn, and I happen to have a skein of yarn here from Black Cat Fibers. This is their Essential DK. It's a fantastic yarn. It's 100% superwash merino, but it's just incredible. And this colorway, in case you're curious, I'm sorry is not yet available. It's a special one that they dyed up for me for a special project that I'm doing. Shaw, this is going to be your scarf. Okay, so what you would do is, just like how Millie did in the beginning, is you take your skein and you unfurl it. And then I like to put it just over my knees. But you know, you do whatever is comfortable for you. You can use a chair, you can use a friend's hands. They better be a really good friend. You better buy them beer. Now, each skein is tied up with, you know, spare yarn. And this one has 3, sometimes they have 2, sometimes they have more. The ones that you'll find one that's longer than the others, and it's bulkier, and it's usually got 4 strands. That's this one. That's the one that's attached to your yarn. So that one I will usually untie. The others you can just snap. So there you go. That's snap 1. Let go of that guy. Snap 2. Now, you know, if I'm being careful, I will untie these as well. But you know, if I'm in a rush or whatever, I will just snap them when I can. The third one, however, like I said before, now this is actually one of those little guys, and it's tied to your yarn. So you don't want to just snap that and break your yarn. Even though you'll probably be okay, you don't want to take any chances. So that one I will actually undo and voila. There we go. So that's undone. Kind of, sort of. There we go. That's the spare end. And then you want to find your other two ends. So these are the two ends of your yarn. Now with these guys, you just want to find the one that you're going to work with. Usually one is in the back and one is in the front. So I will just grab this one here. And we're going to start and wind this into a center pull ball. Okay. In making a center pull ball, you decide right from the beginning whether you're going to make it a center pull or whether you're going to make it a regular ball. So the great thing is that it's pretty much the same thing Milli just showed you, but with one slight variation. So in the beginning, we're going to take a little bit of our yarn and we're going to just put it on our thumb. And we're going to use our thumb as our nostril pin. Now, if you don't know what a nostril pin is, you'll definitely want to look that up. Or you want to, again, subscribe to this show because we're going to be showing you how to use one at some point in the near future. So we take that yarn and we have it hanging down past our hand, past our wrist there. And we're going to wrap it around our thumb on the diagonal. The same one that Milli just told you about. Okay? And the reason why we use the diagonal, one, it makes it a little bit easier to do, and two, it gives you that really nice pattern that makes it look like it just came off of a Swift and a ball winder. You wrap it around a few times, and then just like she did, you're going to twist it counterclockwise a little bit. A few more wraps, another twist, and just continue in doing that. Now the big difference, as I told you, is this strand here that's hanging down, and you just want to make sure that it continually hangs down. You don't want it to get caught up into the ball of yarn. You also want to make sure that you do this very loosely, okay? If you do it so tight and you're cutting off your circulation, guess what? You're gonna have to start over, okay? So we're going to keep doing that and keep turning it as we go. And I'm going to undo this little tangle I've got there. And in the meantime, we're going to go now to Edinburgh in Scotland. And there you're going to get to meet Jess. Jess owns the dye studio and the yarn shop called Ginger Twist Studio. And she's just an amazing, amazing person. I can't even tell you how much. You're going to love her after this video. And if you ever get the chance, you definitely have to go. Not only is Edinburgh a wonderful place, you're going to have a treat chatting with Jess. I can tell you the highlight of me going to Edinburgh is actually getting to hang out with Jess in her shop, having a cup of tea, and seeing all the wonderful yarn that she fits in this tiny, tiny little place. But I'm rambling, aren't I? Okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to take you to Edinburgh. We're going to go meet Jess, and I'll continue doing this. So, everybody, thank you again for joining us in this local yarn shop spotlight. But it's not just the yarn shop. We have this fabulous, fabulous dyer. Why don't you introduce yourself so everybody doesn't call you Ginger?
Oh, yeah. Hello, I'm Jess. The proprietor of Ginger Twist Studio.
Excellent. And Jess, where are you located?
I'm just on 11 London Road in Edinburgh, so it's on quite a long road, but I'm just near Easter Road if you're familiar with Edinburgh at all.
Okay. And so yes, here we are in Scotland. Now, first of all, Jess, happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
A little belated because as some of you may know, I did a little thing on Jess's studio last year on the blog because I was here in Scotland last year, but Jess wasn't. She was off on her honeymoon.
Flouncing.
So, yes. And of all places in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Well, starting there anyway.
Uh-huh.
So I take it married life is going wonderfully for you.
So good, yeah.
Yes,
I do really
excellent.
like being married. It's great.
Nice, nice. You look very happy. I don't know if that's because of the fibre of the marriage, but
I don't know.
it's
Combination,
great.
surely.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about Ginger Twist. How long have you been here?
I've had the shop 6 years as of this month.
Wow.
And I've been dyeing bit before that, but just for myself. Like I never sold anything. And then after I started the shop, then I decided I wanted to have sort of a range of hand-dyed, just special to the shop. So that's how that developed. And let's see, I try to carry a wide range of stuff. So I do a lot of, you know, commercial stuff, but then I carry a lot of my own hand-dyed as well.
Right. And you also have a lot of fiber.
Yes. There's a whole section of fiber.
It's amazing how much stuff you have in this space.
Yeah, it is so tiny, but it's all about being organized. Like I'm so much of my time is spent just reorganizing stuff and like, okay, I've got this new yarn in, like, ooh, there's a little spot there, or we can fit this in here. So
Nice. And what made you even decide to do this?
Well, it's something I've always wanted to do, and I sort of forgot about it for a while. And then after I moved here from New York, and where I think, you know, always living in like a shoebox size room sort of trained me to be able to have this shop. But I sort of forgot about it. And then I don't know what made me remember. I think there's just so many lovely wools here and so many nice sheep and different breeds, and really got into it after moving to Scotland. And then I had forgotten. I wrote my first like English 101 grad paper or in uni on how to start up a wool shop. And totally forgot about that, and then just was like, I did want to do that a wee while ago. Like I was really sort of adamant about that, you know, that being a goal, but don't regret it one bit.
Nice. What's the knitting community like here?
Very strong. I get a lot of locals in, as you've seen already today. But there is a lot of tourist trade as well, especially around this time of year. But I run a knitting club as well. You'd be welcome to come, actually. It's tonight.
I will definitely come.
Yeah, so it's on Mondays. We meet from about 5 till 8 o'clock. Okay. It's at a pub just further down the road. So on this road.
I will be there. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so nice ladies.
So you have a strong community here, both of locals and tourists. Well, I know it's a big tourist destination because you are very well known. When people knew I was coming, they were like, "Go to Tosa." No, I'm serious.
It's ridiculous. But Edinburgh, I mean, people want to come to Edinburgh, and then then they'll seek me out usually, which is nice.
Yeah. Nice, excellent. And okay, so Jess, tell us a little bit about your own knitting. Like, how long have you been knitting? Where did it start?
I've been knitting. My Nana taught me. I'm left-handed as well. My Nana taught me when I was like 12. So that was like over 20 years ago. So I've been sort of off and on, where I thought maybe it was like super cool, and then I sort of was like, oh, maybe that's not as cool right now. I'll just chill out for a bit, and then, I'm just always knitting now, always.
Right.
Bring it everywhere with me.
Excellent. On your honeymoon?
Yes, absolutely. I was doing so much knitting on my honeymoon. Holiday is a great opportunity for knitting. This last trip, actually, I was coming back from Australia, and we had a layover in China, and our flights got majorly delayed. But I didn't have really enough. I had finished my projects. Right. I was like, geez, what do I do? Like, I'm delayed overnight, and then I've still got to get back to Europe, so I managed to cobble together. I was like, what do I have left over from these projects? Because I had a couple sweaters that I'd finished, and so I've learned my lesson. I need to just bring more.
And I heard a rumor that you were knitting on the Great Wall?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Awesome.
So, it's like quite steep, parts of the Great Wall. So it was like a good hike. Right. So it was nice to be able to just take a little break, do a little bit of knitting, sit down.
Nice. Do you have pictures?
Yeah.
Excellent. We'll have to find those on your Instagram. Fantastic. So now, like, I'm looking around. I see, like, this place is just covered in yarn. Yeah. What yarns do you have? Like, what kind of fibers and stuff?
I try to do. I do mostly British stuff, I'd say, but I don't like to limit myself to just having British stuff. So, a lot of my bases I like to be British, but I do variety. And then I do. there's just so much. A lot of West Yorkshire spinners, so that's more like budget-friendly wool, which is great, like great workhorse yarn. Some Lofty, Opal, Brigantia, but I think they're closing up their company, unfortunately. I really liked their wool, but hey-ho. Yeah, and I just try to carry a wide variety of things. More sort of not huge companies, like maybe just a little bit smaller, or still family owned, or
Nice. Okay.
small farms. I try
Yeah.
to, every time
Excellent.
some farm emails me, it was like, oh, I've got some wool, you know, would you be interested in selling it? I'm like, yes, yeah, get it to me.
Nice. And in terms of your dyeing, what do you tend to dye? Again, the same variety,
Well, I
or?
do everything from lace weight up to chunky. So, and I find a lot of dyers do, exactly.
Aran, yes.
It's harder to find. A lot of people will maybe do double knit, but maybe not thicker than that. So the Aran always Aran and chunky tend to do well. But I try to have at least, I always have too many bases though. I'm constantly trying to be like, oh, I really want to dye on this, and I bring it in and I'm like, oh, I've got like, 6 different DK bases. I need to maybe sort of discontinue one or just focus. But I
Just
try
do
to,
limited runs of certain ones.
yeah. I just need to decide which one to do limited runs. It's like choosing
know.
between children. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it's possible. I say bring them all.
Yeah.
Jess, in terms of colors of the yarns that you dye, I see a lot of tonals and solids, semi-solids. I think that's fabulous.
That's my favorite.
My big thing is I like solids too, because I like to make sweaters and things like that.
That's my favorite thing to make as well.
Yeah. And so, do you have a specific number of colors that you do, or you just kind of like your bases? You might have to.
Yeah, I try to. There are definitely colors that I try to keep in stock all the time because I know that they'll just go out the door. They're very popular. But then I do like to try adding new colorways. But I don't like people will see later, but you can see there's all this space for hanging. So usually I just try and keep like enough colors that one is hanging on each hook or whatever.
Right.
So very loose gauge though.
Right. Nice.
But yeah, I do love the semi-solids. That's my favorite to work with myself. So I'm pretty selfish, like with what I dye. It's just that I like all colors, but I do tend to dye a lot of like blues and greens. But then I like pink as well. I just dye what I feel like doing, basically.
Nice. And do you have a background in chemistry or art or anything like that?
Musical theater.
Yeah.
But I've always been very creative, like to do different crafts and stuff, like working with my hands. I sew a lot, and but yeah, dyeing's definitely a different sort of creativity, and it's definitely manual labor as well. Like it's hard work. Like after a day in the dye studio, I'm pretty tired.
Right.
But it's very satisfying.
Right. So how many skeins of yarn do you dye in a day?
I like to do 75. That is how many skeins comfortably fit on my drying rack. But then if I'm like prepping for a show or something, sometimes I'll do more than that. And then I'll maybe bring home damp skeins. But I like to leave everything in the dye studio and not bring it home, if possible.
Home?
Yeah. Sometimes I will bring it home. Yeah, but
Okay.
hey-ho.
Right. And do you ever leave it here overnight?
No, not usually. Just because wet, it's not really a nice smell. And that's why I've always thought about, should I expand, get a bigger shop and then have the dyeing studio there as well? And but the smell of wet wool and vinegar is it's not the best, and you need a lot of ventilation and stuff. So I just try and leave it at the dye studio.
Right. And is all your dyeing acid, or do you natural?
Well, recently I've gotten into a little bit of natural dyeing, but just because I really like avocados, and so I just thought, it makes a really nice color as well. So I've been I just save the skins and the stones. So I do that. I just wait until I have a container. I put the stones in the freezer so they just stay they don't get all moldy and everything. But
Right.
yeah, I just wait until I have this container full, and then it's like, okay, I'll do like a pot of avocado dyed stuff. But
Wow.
that's
what
sort of
color
more.
does it come out?
It comes out like a really dusky mauvey pink. Oh, it's
Wow.
beautiful shape. Yeah, actually, those ones are dyed with avocados. Yeah. Yes. So that was that skins or stones? That was skins.
So did the studio come out of the dyeing, or the dyeing come out of the studio?
Well, I did dye for just personal use and like friends or whatever before I had the shop, but then it wasn't until after I started up the shop that I started dyeing commercially, or
Right.
to sell to people.
Okay. And now, so in terms of the selling to people, you have the shop, but obviously not everybody gets to come in the shop. So
Yeah.
you ship? Are you online?
I am. I
Okay.
have a online shop that I maintain that as well.
Do you
I
want to tell
my
people
best.
the
It's,
address? Right?
Yes, it's www. Or people don't really say that anymore, do they?
Well, they don't have to, but
Okay,
people
yeah.
do. That's cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
gingertwiststudio.com
Okay.
or .co.uk. Either
Oh.
or will get you there.
Excellent. And you ship worldwide?
Yep, worldwide,
Excellent.
everywhere.
And I know you're big on social media. Do you want to tell people how to get a hold of you? that way?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. All is Ginger Twist Studio. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter,
Ravelry.
Ravelry. Yes.
Wow.
I think that's it. That's all the social media I can
Yeah.
have the brain space to maintain.
And how do you find basically keeping up with the digital world and the physical world, I guess, or the real world?
It's I think it makes so some people will maybe be better at their planning their social media calendar and planning what they're going to put in. I guess I know when I'm going to maybe put something about a workshop or something, because I've got that scheduled in, and it's like, okay, but most of my social media is just me like, oh, I'm working on this, it's really pretty, I'm going to take a picture of this. And so I guess the social media mostly reflects what's really going on,
Right.
rather than the other way around, I guess. So
And do you find your customers you get more customers from online or from in the shop? Or is it like,
well, I think a lot of people that come into the shop will do a little bit of investigation before they come in, especially if they're traveling.
Right.
So they'll seek me out that way. And then I think more so with like my online sales, I'll get more people that have maybe already been to the shop or maybe ordered just a very small amount from me, and then they'll
Then they know,
continue
then
because
they
they,
know, right.
I guess you build up a certain amount of trust
Yes,
of what I
yeah.
stock and what I do. So
Okay, Jess. So now we get to do my funnest thing, my favorite thing.
Is it?
And yeah, and I like to do this with everybody. It just gives a little insight into the person. It's called either or. So you might know how this works.
yeah.
I'm gonna give you two choices, and it's either or. So you don't get to say maybe or yes or add one of your own.
Okay.
As some people have done, Andrea. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Fingering or Aaron?
Aaron. It's quicker.
That wasn't even a thought. I mean, boom.
Yep.
All right, so I'm pretty sure I know how this one's gonna go then. Cables texture or color?
Texture.
Okay. Cables or seed stitch?
Seed stitch.
Oh.
Yeah, I love
this
seed
is-
stitch.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Like, if you asked me that question, I don't know how I'd be able to answer. Okay. Red or blue?
Blue.
Okay. And buttons or zippers?
Buttons.
Buttons. Okay. All right. Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Hey!
Oh, that's okay. Well, I've already said tea, so I've really converted.
Really?
No, I love coffee as well, but
Okay.
you know,
No, I'm a tea
I
guy.
couldn't live without tea now. Just couldn't.
Okay. Seeing as we're in Scotland, I have to say Scotch or wine.
Oh, you can't say Scotch. You're supposed to say
sorry,
whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's-
I know
Okay,
you're not
what's the-
supposed
what's
to.
the thing with that?
I think it's seen as like I don't know. It's not seen as like correct. It's more of an insult. I don't know. You just don't call it Scotch.
All right.
I know they call it Scotch, and they must be in all of North America.
It's Scotch,
but you call it whiskey here.
Yeah. Like we have Scotch and whiskey, and I don't know
Really?
the difference. Yeah, there's same
Must be
amount
maybe
of
the preparation or something, but you'd always call it whiskey here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
No
I only
worries.
got thinking. Okay, so that's giving me preparation. I think you.
But
planned
no,
that.
I'm all the way wine, all the way.
All the way wine.
Although
Okay.
I was at the Highland Show yesterday and fell prey to a sample of this whiskey liqueur with strawberry in it. It's very subtle.
Okay.
But I really liked that. I'm usually not a whiskey drinker, but that was
Right.
very nice. But wine all the way.
All right. Then with wine, red or white?
Well, I'm gonna go with red. But I think I've swapped, in the like several years. I'll have a swap and be like, oh no, I hate red wine. I can't drink it anymore. I'm only white wine. And now, but last few years, I've only drank red wine. That is it. I decided I don't like white wine. And very recently, like last few weeks, I've started, a little glass of white wine here and there. And people are just like, what? Who are you? I'm like, red wine Jess. That's
Right.
but yeah, so red, I'll go with red.
Oh wow, Jess, thank you so much
thank you.
for playing, and thank you for allowing us into your shop and a little insight into you and what you do here.
It's
and
been a delight.
wish you much continued success, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Well, it's good to just put feelers out for these. Just to see if
We have a woman at my shop that does the job that is required.
okay.
I don't want to approach too much. But I was also asking her.
Do a turn. Take it right off.
And it's not the right one at all, but it's still got it as a reminder of where it started.
I got you one. I'll get you one.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing a knitting show on YouTube, and it's all about knitting and crocheting and the related fiber arts. And what are you making?
A fingerless wristlet.
Pardon?
A fingerless wristlet.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I hope you're around Saturday.
No pressure.
There isn't any. Don't even pretend I'm not even here. Then you're just getting a light to see what you're doing.
But you've been doing it, haven't you? Warm up? I know I got it. You probably shouldn't be talking. Yeah, I shouldn't.
I read a silly little article a couple of years ago. It was something like 10 things I wish I'd been told before I started knitting. But one of the points was there are only 2 rules. Do you like it and will it unravel?
Do you like what?
Do you like what you've made and will it unravel?
Right.
And if the answers to these are yes and no, then it's fine.
Then it's fine. And what are you making, Julian?
A baby cardigan.
A baby?
Cardigan.
Okay.
Hi, we're the Townhouse Knitting Club, and we're part of the close-knit community.
Wasn't that fantastic? Don't you just love Jess? I'm telling you, if honestly, if you go there, you have to go there and visit the shop. And also make sure you go on a Monday night, because that's when they have their knit night. And the pub is great. Try the haggis burger. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's hamburger and a slice of haggis in there as well. And I was shocked. Haggis is actually really good. And they have the veggie option if you want that as well. So, thanks, Jess. It was fantastic visiting you. I can't tell you how much I was laughing and smiling when I was editing that video, because it was just so much fun remembering that fantastic time. And guess what, guys? Jess and I have some stuff in the works where we're going to be having a couple projects, and we're going to be doing some stuff together. So make sure you stay tuned. Watch this space, watch the website, watch the Instagram, get her on Instagram, and you'll find out about that in the very near future. So now, as I said, it's time for us to go and come back to Vancouver, where Trudy Ann is going to serve us up a cup of masala chai. But before she does that, let me show you a little thing. You'll notice as you go that depending how you wrap this, you can actually have it where your thumb stays out and you have a hole on either end. But depending how much yarn you have, like if this was all the yarn I had, I would end it there, and you know, you'd have a really cool ball with a hole right through it. But as I go, I will actually cover my thumb, and that is done just in the same way. And unlike Millie, I won't actually make a cake. I will actually make a ball as the thumb gets covered up. And yeah, just a neat little way you can do it. Whichever you prefer, it's totally up to you. You just do it as you do. You do you. And this here is the center. As it goes, it'll sometimes get a little covered up as well. So all you want to do is just pull on that, lengthening a little bit to make sure that it doesn't get caught up inside there. Okay? All right, let's go get some masala chai and see what else Trudy Ann's got cooking. Hey everybody, welcome to this segment of Sippin' Knit. And as you know, in this segment, we like to talk about things that we like to drink while we're knitting. We're in the neighborhood of the Drive, as it's commonly referred to by residents of the area, and it's a commercial drive area of Vancouver. And we're at the home of a very good friend of mine, Trudy Ann, also known as the Chai Lady. And Trudy Ann makes the best masala chai I have ever had. Mostly because all the ingredients are direct from India, they're all organic, and she hand roasts everything, all the spices that are used in there. But you know what? I'm not going to ruin all of it. I'm going to let her tell you all about it, because Trudy Ann loves to talk to you about chai. And fun fact, chai is actually the Indian word for tea. So when people say, "Can I have a chai tea, please?" they're actually saying, "Can I have a tea, please?" So you might want to remember that next time you order. You want to ask for masala chai. Okay, let's go and meet Trudy Ann and see if we can get her to make us some masala chai.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Trudy Ann.
What brings you
Oh,
here?
wow. What do you mean, what brings me here?
Tea.
I want some masala chai.
Awesome.
Yes. Wow, look at your
How do we
garb.
do a
Oh, we
hug?
gotta do hugs just like that. Yay.
All right. Come on
Oh,
in.
wait, hold on. Look at this.
Aw.
Look at you.
Well,
Are you going to a ball?
No, this is kind of, honestly, I love wearing my Indian clothes, and I pretty much wake up and I try as far as possible to wear my Indian.
Nice.
Takes me back
so
to
you,
India.
So you got up like this.
No, but I'm going out in a little bit, so I will
Nice.
dress up. Yeah.
Excellent. So, yeah, can we come in and get
Yeah.
some masala?
Come on in.
Excellent.
Did you see my tea angel? I haven't named her yet.
Okay.
But she was our Christmas ornament, but I went like, she's too cute. She's got to be up. She's got a lemon in the middle though. But
Yes.
I call her my chai angel. Should we drink tea?
We should definitely
or
drink tea.
masala chai.
Yes.
Come on, Steve. Steve, you know I'm about all things cute and pretty. Isn't this the cutest little tea tasting cup? So I do these tea festivals all around the country, and this lovely vendor selling green tea gave me this just as a, hey, here, have it. Nothing real. Isn't it just so sweet? I put my spices in it. And
Nice.
also, tea tastes better in nice little cups like this.
Right.
So
Now, are these the spices for the masala?
there's cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, ginger, and pepper.
Ooh, you're telling us the secret of your masala?
Well, the secret is in the love and how you prepare it. So, but the aroma is really addicting as well.
Yeah. Okay. So,
It's ready. All right.
the tea's ready?
It is. So to make chai, I kind of preheat the water to hasten the process, and per cup I do 2 8-ounce cups. So this is an actual measuring cup. And what I do right in the beginning, I add 2 tablespoons of cream per cup. And I know that you love cream, so I'm gonna maybe do a little bit more. I do too. I love cream.
Thank you.
I'm all about the full fat. I'm not about anything less. So it's supposed to be like 2 tablespoons per cup. I think this is more like 3 a cup, but nobody's gonna complain, are we? And this is full fat cream that I use.
Okay. So you put the cream right in with the water right off the bat.
And the reason being that I just want everything, the cream, the cream and the water to boil at the same time. And while it's boiling, it'll go faster. I'm gonna actually grate a little bit of ginger. You can also, if you don't have a grater, you can just put a couple of ginger slices. Steve, do you like extra ginger or less ginger?
Oh, I like extra.
You want extra?
I love spice. And I know ginger makes it really spicy, but I love it.
There's a funny story. I have a really good friend who's an artist in California, and she's a huge fan of my chai. So she invites me over for tea, and she's so embarrassed because the water curdled. The ginger, it curdled. She's
Right.
like, oh my God, how can I don't really care. Just give me tea. I'm happy to be in your house. Anyway, we both couldn't figure out why her tea kept curdling. Like, why was the milk curdling? I said, well, follow the instructions on my bag. Mine doesn't curdle. Well, long story short, she was putting the ginger into cold water and tea and cream and not waiting for everything to boil. So it's some sort of chemical reaction that when she put it into the cold liquid and then brought it to a boil, it curdled. So this is because you like extra ginger. This is about I would say it's about a half a teaspoon. I don't like to put a lot of ginger because then you might as well just have black tea and ginger. But I kind of want to taste my spices because if you put...
Well, don't put too much for me.
Oh, whatever.
No, I want to taste the spices too. I mean, that's why I love your
so
tea.
I'll put a little less then. I was going to put all of this, but I'm actually talking about ginger. I made some candied ginger, which I maybe will let you taste later.
We'll have that after with the tea.
Yeah, but I did it without sugar because I'm diabetic. So I actually use, really good alternative sugars without the added junk in them.
Right.
Anyway, we can...
Okay, but now talking about the spices, what spices are in here?
So this, I'm going to actually put the ginger in right now.
Okay.
Just because the water is bubbling.
Okay.
So put that in. And this is the secret to how I do it. I'm actually going to put the timer on for 2 minutes first with 2 1/4 teaspoons of the spice mix. And the reason I do it like this...
So it's a 1/4 teaspoon per cup.
Per cup. And the reason I do it like this is just so that everything cooks for a little bit together before I add the black tea. Otherwise, you're going to get a really strong cup of black tea. And you won't, again, it's all the subtle finesses of everything.
Right.
Because I really want you to taste the spice and I want you to taste the tea. But if I start boiling, I'm going to simmer this. Sorry about that. If you can get a shot of that. That's just everything simmering. And to tell you what's in this magic of my masala, and the masala just means a mixture of spices. There's cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, ginger, and pepper. And if you notice this pot, it has no handles. My mom actually gave me this pot when I left India. And I think part of it is like a practical reason so your clothing doesn't clip on the handle, you know, and you don't burn yourself.
Right.
And we make these special tools called, we don't make it, we buy them, called puckards. A puckard is to catch. So when it's time to pour the tea, I'll use my puckard and I can lift it. See? In fact, if the water boils, you know, comes up a bit, I can just lift the pot. But it's so cool. So if people actually don't want caffeine, then this, instead of black tea, you can add like rooibos tea, green tea, just drink it the way it is. Like if it was a kid. But I, as you know, I'm addicted to black tea. I mean, I drink rooibos.
I love
too,
black tea. I love tea, period.
Right.
All kinds.
Come on, I thought you just loved my tea.
No, you know yours is the only masala chai I love.
Yeah.
But,
the black tea that I'm going to use, it's about, the timer is about to go off. The black tea actually here, I was harvested, it's organic, and it was harvested in May. Whoops, that's my
there's
cue.
your timer.
So I'm going to use 1 teaspoon per cup, but I kind of use a really heaped teaspoon because I like it strong. But then
I love strong
you
black
like strong tea too, right? So I'm going to use 2 and a little bit extra because we both like it strong. And again, 3 minutes by the clock. And part of why I started doing it really scientifically was I used to boil my tea for 5 minutes and then I used to have terrible insomnia at night. But I also had these gigantic North American 12-ounce cups. And honestly, in India, we just drink our tea in little, maybe sometimes even 4 ounces, like a little shot. So I'm equally happy in a 4-ounce shot or an 8-ounce, and they make me, you know, they still satisfy me. Steve, have you had my chai espresso?
I had some at the festival the other day.
The folk festival.
Yes.
So that's basically, say all of this that I just put in there, concentrated into 8 ounces.
Wow.
I give it to people who want to stay up all night. Look at this beautiful color. But I myself, I don't drink it. I don't need another thing to get addicted to. This is enough. And this way I can drink multiple cups a day. But see the beautiful color? I pretty much decide, like, I'm going to smell it. My glasses are fogging up. I think the color is beautiful. I don't think it needs more color-wise. And you know, when you add like unrefined sugar, it'll have this really rich, like, I want to see a dark, like, brown color. But like I was saying, I use something called pure monk sugar in mine, which I'll show you in a bit. So this is going to boil for another minute. I mean, another option is, I'll show you this cool little thing, right? You can also bring it up. Kind of like people do those Turkish coffees, you know, you bring it up and I can like take it off. And I always tell people, don't walk away because the tea is going to boil over.
Right.
As happened to me in my early days of, you know, chai making. You can also give it a little stir.
So
this is how I drink tea like 3 times a day. Or if someone knocks on my doorbell, and my neighbors do know when it's 4 o'clock, and they will ring my doorbell, and I like it. It's so nice to have something where, you know, we're sharing, and we're also taking the time to shut those devices off. Isn't that kind of cool? Isn't that what knitting is about too?
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes.
It's going to make me cry because I see so many people, you know, on their phones and little children telling their kids, their parents, to pay attention to them. The one thing about Indian clothing, I have to say,
is it likes to fall off?
You have to be careful on the stove. So I typically tie it at the back just to, you know, caution and stuff. So this is my 3rd thing of tea today, and it's only 1 o'clock. I've drunk it early morning.
Oh my God, seriously?
I sat down with my boys.
You mean I missed out on 2 cups
did,
already?
You did. I sat down with my sons and I actually made us all a saffron tea. It's ready. It's ready now. I can tell by the aroma. But my saffron's pretty addicting too. We'll maybe make that later this time. Are you ready, Steve?
I'm ready.
Let's pour this thing out. It'll get too strong.
Okay.
So this is like a super fine strainer. Don't get the ones at the dollar store. Your tea will fall through. They are cheap for a reason. But this is really super fine. And then I found this one in India. It's like a little funnel.
Nice.
And you can actually change the inner strainer too. I have a whole bunch of replacement parts, but that's just silly. I don't ever need to change that. However, it's awesome for pouring. So there you go. That's all the cream too. And then guess what I do with all my tea dregs? They actually make
in your compost?
compost, but if we're sick, I will say your throat hurts you, and I, as you know, talk a lot because of my work. Don't laugh, but I do. So I will save.
No.
Yeah.
You?
No. But I'm gonna save these tea leaves, and one trick is you add some more water. I usually put a little bit of turmeric powder, like a pinch, like an eighth of a teaspoon, a little bit of salt, and then I simmer it, and then I gargle with it. And honestly, it takes the pain away right away.
Wow.
For example, when I go to Bombay, India, my home, it's Mumbai now. I just lose my voice because of pollution. So one of my aunts said, "Oh, you got to do the gulgal." I said, "What's the gulgal?" Gulgal. Gulgal is the throat gargles with this tea, and honestly, it takes the pain away immediately. But you've got to remember the little pinch of turmeric and the salt, and there's some combination of all of this. I mean, ginger too. Ginger is great for inflammation, as is turmeric. So yeah.
Wow. Neat.
Cool, right? And it definitely, I think my mom's garden was so alive back home because of the tea leaves that they put in there. So what I do, nothing gets wasted.
Excellent.
Let's drink tea.
Yes. Okay, so is this the part where we get to drink this tea?
This is the part where we get to drink it. I'm actually having a little cup because I've drunk. Well,
That's okay. There's more for me.
This way.
That's all good. I get more this way.
No, I own the company, so I can make more. But
you own the company. Tell me about that. Well, okay. First pour,
let's pour
and
the
then we'll
tea
talk
first.
about this company that you're talking
is sugar
about.
okay?
Yes.
And this is
please.
I discovered the best sugar is basically unrefined,
That's good.
pure sugar. Now, if you were Indian,
This is coconut sugar, right?
this is. Well, actually, I either use coconut sugar or just plain unrefined sugar. I think that's just plain unrefined
sugar. Okay.
So let's just give you guess first.
Yay.
And friends who know me and my love for teacups will, these are like presents.
Yes.
And this cup of mine, I actually got at a antique store because I'm always looking for tiny little cups. You're gonna drink more later, right?
Perhaps.
Okay,
I'll drink it all now.
Okay, well, but you've gotta have food with your tea, so
Yes.
I have
So I was going to bring some stuff, but I know that you always have all kinds of things. But before we get to the food, let me try this.
yeah, please.
Because, I just don't know what it's going to be like.
The spoon goes on the rest here. Because I do tea. Seriously, this is not for the camera.
This is better than high tea in England.
This is what I do. Thank you. That's a compliment. But this is kind of how I drink tea every day. It's not an act. I just need I need to sit down and feel, I can, we're so lucky we live in Vancouver and we have mountains in our backyard.
I know, the view is amazing.
And the sun is going to come out today.
Yeah,
Cheers.
the sun is there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God, so nice to have you at my table.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Actually, this is extra good. The extra cream.
The extra ginger.
It's the,
And
I think it's the
no,
cream.
hold on. Before, it's so nice to be at your table, Trudy Ann. I wish I could just live here.
You can. I have a basement room available at the moment, temporarily.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, really.
Oh, we'll talk after.
Yeah. Maybe I'll learn to finally knit,
There's traveling around the world. Yes, but you crochet, so...
I crochet, and actually this is like a healing story, why I started to crochet. I do. So I was...
What are you making?
So, a bunny. The actual... I was making like dresses and things for little kids, and you've seen my dresses. It took a long time to make. So I had this beautiful, these dresses, and the kids would look at it, little girls, and go, I don't like pink. And I went like, okay,
I
not-
remember that one.
I'm not
That was
making-
crazy.
Not making dresses, but bunnies are quick and easy. If they don't like it, you know what? The
Yeah.
parents can sleep with it. No big deal. Or use
Right.
it to like wash or something. But it's just a washcloth. I just find them really therapeutic. Like long time ago, I had something not so good happen to me. Long time ago. It's history now. But a friend of mine said, "Hey, you should come and knit and crochet with us." I said, "I don't know how to do this." But I joined a knitting group in California where I used to live. And piece together one piece at a time, and even today it's sort of what I like, how I like to spend my time. And currently I'm trying to use up all my scraps of yarn. This looks pretty soft though.
That's an admirable thing. I'm trying to add more to my stash. I've actually destashed probably 4 times in the last 4 or 5 years. Because as you know, I've got a lot of yarn.
I'll take your
so-
scraps. I'll make something with it.
I-
Bookmarks.
I can do something better than scraps.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna get back more to the
Right,
thing.
right.
First of all, tell me about some of this food you have here to
So,
have with the tea.
So basically, I'm diabetic, as you know, and that's a whole long story.
Okay.
But long story short, I managed to not be on medication and take very little insulin, as I helped my body with food and with fasting both. So I do a lot of intermittent fasting, and I'm about to launch like cooking classes too, like online.
Wow.
Online.
Okay, so you make tea, you do
I have
cooking,
a chai company, yeah.
right? You cook. You have a book.
I have a cookbook.
You have a cookbook, which
yeah.
is a great story
Yeah,
about
thanks.
your life, basically, your family and everything.
It started out with the boys would say, "Mom, tell us a story, tell us a story." And I thought, you know what, if I don't write these down, it was going to be for my family and my nephews and nieces, right? It's going to get lost. Like we've left India and we live in North America. And so the storybook kind of became a cookbook. And
Nice.
and now I'm thinking I just want to do a plain stories for my childhood because I have a lot. I don't want to do another cookbook. So these are my kale chips. I sell my chai at the farmers market, and I always do so much trading. So you want to try one? I try that one. It's got more of the sauce on it. No, do this one.
Okay.
No,
Well,
that
I'll
one.
do
No, that
both.
one. And I want to say that this one's with tahini and garlic, but I don't know. And since I'm kind of on a fast, I can have tea today, but I can't eat that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I use my tandoori masala in it because I make spices too. Should I leave it by you? This is for you.
Sure.
And I can have the fat bomb today, so that's green tea. Kind of, it's fat, butter, cacao butter,
Yeah, it's
and
slipping
it's
out of my hand.
and with matcha powder. And I did use my sugar,
Okay.
so this is
This is
all
just fat.
yeah,
Butter.
yeah. But only because I'm kind of skinny, and if I'm on a fast like I'm today for my diabetes,
What's the crunch?
I have
What's
a
that
little.
sugar?
The sugar I use is non-GMO erythritol. You don't
Okay.
like it? It's kind of hard to dissolve.
No, it's really good.
You do?
It's a nice crunch. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. That's really cool.
But obviously, people are obese and are trying to lose weight, and you're doing a keto diet. It's not advisable to be like eating fat bombs all day long.
Right.
And I'm really proud of this one. So I do like coffee, but coffee doesn't like me. So I put decaf coffee beans, like I ground them up. And so this is like a fat bomb, but with chocolate. I made it from scratch. Actually, I have the kale and the chocolate recipe, but I think the kale is definitely on my website. Candy ginger. This is
Okay.
you said you like ginger, right?
I love ginger.
I just made it, but it's not dry yet.
Oh, wow. That's good.
That is on my website. But I suffer from a lot of nausea. I've always, from the time I was a child. And when I do these fasts, right, I do get nauseous. So the ginger helps me. And the main reason I fast is to lower my blood sugar because I have a really small pancreas.
Right.
You don't want to know about that. Anyway.
Excuse me.
You want
Excuse my
more?
reach. I'm going to have another piece, yeah.
Let's put it in the middle. I'll just
Okay.
eat that all. That is banana bread. It's not low carb, but there were a lot of overripe bananas, and so the rest of you can enjoy it.
Bananas and banana bread.
Yeah, want to try?
Oh, I will. Put it there. I'm finishing this and that.
Yeah,
So we're actually here for sip and knit,
Great.
or in your case, crochet.
Sip and
I
knit.
crochet too. So,
So
what are
cute.
you making?
Well, I mean, you know, I give it's a bunny. It's my cute little bunny. Because I don't do big blankets and dresses. People don't appreciate the labor unless you're a knitter.
Yes.
You know what my brother did? I made like a handmade beautiful blanket for his baby. He puts it on the table and he puts a warm pot on it like it's a
Oh my gosh!
pot
Like the
holder.
pot holder.
So I
Wow.
decided no.
And this is your brother.
Yeah, my brother.
Wow.
You know. But I still love him dearly.
Wow.
But I'm into now making smaller, quicker things because I don't have a lot of time. This I can whip up in kind of couple of days.
And yes, you commented on my bag earlier. How
I love
cute
it.
it
It's so
was.
cute.
Yes. This is my Erin Lane bag. It's a Game of Thrones one.
Oh,
How cool is that,
really?
right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Actually, I gave away one of these in
Really?
a previous episode. Well, I had a contest for it. The giveaway will actually be mentioned. Thing, but yeah, she's got
Yes.
some great ones on her site.
Really?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But I love this because with this snap here, you can clip it to your belt, and you can walk and knit at the same time. I'm doing that.
Cool is that?
Right?
Wow.
Erin Lane bags.
Okay,
She's got a
that's
whole bunch of them.
great.
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
product
It's such
there.
a great small community, right? Everybody
It's a
supporting
fantastic community.
everybody.
Yeah.
And it's really therapeutic. I feel like, okay, I have to say this. You know, when I was talking about my health issues earlier, but a big component to good health is this. It's so meditative. Like I was saying
Yes.
earlier, no phones and
Yeah.
you know, real chit chat, not like, oh, how's the weather? But
Yeah,
I mean, we can't talk about the weather. But I mean, I think like a lot of truth gets unearthed too when you're intimately sipping and knitting,
Yeah, exactly.
right? Yeah. And I just want to thank you because you've really encouraged me to even knit, which I'm not there yet. I need my
That's
thumb to be
okay.
completely better, but isn't this
That's
amazing?
all right. You're
Just how-
crocheting. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter what
Okay,
you
look,
do. We're all
I think
part of
I think
the
it's
thing.
done. Yeah.
You do.
So, you know, they can whatever, tie up their baby dolls and it's so easy, it's so cute. I'm just
Aw.
looking for someone to actually sew the faces for me. I'm a perfectionist and I never get them perfect.
That looks great to me.
But I don't know. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of these, give everyone, make them in rainbow colors till I'm sick of it.
Well, you know, we are getting into that time of year when people are doing a lot of more crafting.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
So that's great. But
Yeah.
yeah.
This is like one of the. I mean, I love traveling around and talking to people about knitting and things related to knitting. And obviously, like I said, this is sip and knit. Always drinking something
Right.
while we're knitting or crocheting.
Yeah.
And what I like to do for the viewers out there that are watching is give them something just to say thank you for
Yeah.
watching and
Yeah,
choosing to spend
totally.
your time with me.
Totally.
And I understand you're willing to give a $50 gift certificate
It's
to
more
somebody?
than that. So I have my beautiful cookbook and I want people to start cooking. Like you cook, don't get the ready-made stuff. My cookbook shows you how to do it and I'll throw in the spices because you don't have to go shopping for ingredients. It's all right there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can do
Okay.
like my chana masala, butter chicken, tandoori and garam masala.
Okay.
And it works for vegetarians or non-veg. You don't have to be.
And will you throw in a bag of your
Chai.
your
Absolute-
masala chai? 'Cause,
absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
you
so
know that.
what we'll do is we'll say anybody out there watching, that's all of you guys. If you'd like to be entered in a draw to win
It's a cooking spice kit package.
cooking spice kit package.
My-
and if you don't know what that is, you can go on her website, which is trudyanschai.com, and you'll see all of it. It's amazing. It's her cookbook. It's a bunch of spices.
And there's recipes. There's free recipes. Yeah.
That's in the cookbook. And a packet of the masala chai.
The masala
'cause
chai too.
Trust me, you want some of this. Okay, so for you to win or to be entered into the draw to win this, they need to follow Trudy Ann's
on
Chai on
Instagram.
Instagram.
And
And it's Trudy
yeah.
Ann's Chai?
Trudy Ann's
Trudy
Chai.
Ann's Chai on
Yeah.
Instagram. Obviously, you're following me, right? If you're not, what are you waiting for?
Follow him.
And subscribe to the channel. And then just leave a comment in below this this episode. And
Well,
we'll pick a winner and
after you
send us somebody.
After they try the cookbook, a review would be awesome.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That'd be appreciated.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. That is awfully generous of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Toast.
Honestly, it's worth it just for the tea, but the cookbook and the spices as well.
And
Fantastic.
I do have some healing teas. Like I have a turmeric that's specifically for inflammation.
Okay.
And my soothing tummy tea is seriously, it's like medicine. People have told me they've gone off pain medication on this tea. Like so many people. So
Can we give away a secondary prize of just a package of
of
tea?
course, yeah.
Okay.
I can.
So there'll be
give
two.
you, yeah.
So there'll be two giveaways. One will be the
The cooking kit. Yeah, the
with,
cooking
with
kit.
the masala chai.
Yeah.
And then the other one will be a packet of tea of whichever of your choice. So you can go on our website again, TrudyAnn'sChai.com, see the selection of teas, and
We should give away something where they come and drink tea with me. One-on-one.
Now that would be
Jen-
amazing.
I mean-
Trust me, you don't have to give that away. Anybody, if you're ever in Vancouver, like I said, we're down in the drive in the commercial area.
You're right. That's gonna be a lineup.
Knock
of
on her door.
Yeah.
Did I put the address? I didn't put
No.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I've definitely enjoyed this session. Thank you so much, Trudy Ann.
Oh,
And,
my pleasure.
I'll definitely be subscribed. Well, I've actually subscribed to you, but
Yeah.
following you and seeing what else you're up to.
Awesome. Thanks. Christmas craft shows. I do all the ones in Toronto and some in New York and Seattle. San Francisco Tea Festival this year.
Ooh, when?
You want to come?
When is it?
In October. I think it's.
There's
I don't
a
have the
knitting
date.
festival down there
Really?
sometime in that area.
In San Francisco, Sacramento.
Well, there's a couple down in that
Yeah,
area now.
yeah.
I know Vogue is going down
Yeah.
to San
Oh, really?
Francisco, yeah.
Oh.
Stitches has been Stitches is in Santa Clara in February, but they're going further down to Utah, I think. Oh, look,
wow.
we'll see.
Yeah, the tea.
If we can jive it, well,
that
you
would
never
be
know.
fantastic. Yeah.
You know, you should show up at a knitting festival.
How
with your
so?
tea.
Really?
Yeah, why
I
not?
thought you have to just be a knitter.
No, there's all kinds of people there.
Really?
Trust me.
Oh, can you imagine the trades that happen? Yarn and
And tea.
tea. Oh my god.
Man, wasn't that the best masala chai you've ever tasted? Oh wait, you didn't get any. I'm so sorry. But you can. Okay? Trudy Ann, how generous of her is that? Okay, so she's giving away a kit, a cooking kit. So that includes the masala chai and the cookbook and the spices to go along with the cookbook. And also, as a secondary thing, she's giving away your choice of any of her chai. Okay, so my recommendation is the masala chai. I mean, she is really, really good at that, and it's kind of what she's known for. But she has a lot of other ones as well. Go on her website and make your pick. But, you know, and then all you have to do is make sure you're following her on Instagram, Trudy Ann's Chai, and leave a comment below in just after the description of this video. You know, if you tag some friends, that'd be great. But leave a comment. Tell us why you'd want some chai or you want the cooking kit, and Trudy Ann and I will have a look at them and we'll pick the best, what we think is the best ones, and they'll get that. Okay. So thank you so much for hanging out for another episode. And just so you know, I was in Europe, in the UK for quite a bit this year. And I've got a lot of footage. So we'll definitely be putting out a new episode every 10 days now. And that should happen right through past Christmas. And yeah, it's going to be fun. There'll be lots more giveaways. There's going to be something special going on for the 10th episode and definitely for the Christmas episode, whenever that happens to be. And yeah, you'll want to stick around. So I would appreciate it if you were able to subscribe to this channel and, just click the link below, you subscribe. That way, anytime I put out a new video, you're going to get a notification and you can come and watch it when it's easy for you. I've also started a new Patreon page. You know, doing this is what I do now. So yeah, I would love your support for that if you're able, and anything you're able to give, even if it's only $1 a month, I would really, really, really appreciate it. And more than anything else, if you're not able to do anything else that way, if you can share this video with your friends and just let them know how wonderful it is, and yeah, have them share it, and you know, we can grow this community, okay? Now, as you can see, I am at the end of my skein, and I have a really nice ball, and it's on my thumb, and you're probably thinking, well, what do I do now? So now at this point, what you do is you just pull it out, pull your thumb out. You can tuck this end in very loosely. Don't you wish the ones you got at the store were that easy to take the middle out? Ugh, no yarn barf with these ones, I promise you. And then you take the remaining yarn when you're got maybe, you know, a meter or so left. What you want to do is just wrap it, hold it down with your thumb, and then just wrap it around the ball a few times, and then take this end, tuck it in under those guys, and pull it back, and you've got yourself a center pull ball of yarn that's ready to go. Just take it out of the middle, and as you can see, it just comes out nice and easy. Okay, now you know why I say it takes balls to knit. My gosh, look how fast you are.
Oh,
Have you ever timed yourself?
No, I haven't. I know I'm pretty quick, but...
Oh, you're pretty quick.
Yeah.
I can tell you that for a fact.
But it's I really like doing just stocking stitch in the round. It's just, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I love really simple, plain things.
But you love seed stitch.
I do love seed stitch as well.
Yeah.
But I guess I just more like stuff that I don't have to concentrate too much on, so that I can be chatty and not have to look at my pattern so much. So
And get it rhythm.
yeah, so seed stitch is usually okay for that.
So this is like some kind of modified continental.
Yeah, and I'm left-handed.
Ah, so left-handed continental.
Yep.
There we go. Because you've got the yarn over your right hand, but
Yeah.
you're moving it like it's continental,
Yeah.
not...
And moving the yarn from the right needle to the left instead of the other way around.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, so it's exactly opposite.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How did I not notice this the first time?
I don't know. I had quite a bit of trouble learning in the first place when I was young. But
So it's exactly that. You're doing left-handed continental.
yeah,
That's good.
Is this how you learned?
No,
Or
I
just-
learned British style, but then I had a flatmate in uni that she was German, and her mom came to visit, and she was a big knitter, and she showed me how to do continental.
My mom and I are in the same.
And then you just put the left-handed in there?
Yep, exactly. Hi, my name is Jess, and I'm part of a close-knit community.
We're not done yet. So, do you remember when I was giving away the Erin Lane bag? I believe that was episode 4. Well, the winner for that is Sandy V, who it goes by Vandersan63 on Instagram. Sandy, I'm sending you a message, and you're going to have 2 weeks to send me your contact info so I can send you your Erin Lane bag. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for entering, and congratulations on the win. Now, everybody else, don't worry, we still have lots of stuff to give away. There's some stuff from Apple Yarn, Claudio's giving away a pattern, and now Trudy Ann's giving away some tea. So those winners will be announced in upcoming episodes, probably one in the very next one, a mere 10 days from now. And again, to everybody, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate this. If you can help me support this show and continue putting out some great episodes, head on over to my Patreon account. There's a link in the description and with a brief thing telling what that's all about. That would be greatly appreciated. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and that way you'll get all the updates on the new episodes as they come out. And share this video more than anything else, folks. If you can, just share it with your friends and let them know. Any comments, critiques, compliments, whatever, greatly appreciated. It will help me make this show better for you, and I would love to know what you want to see in upcoming episodes. Okay, so this is Mr. Hugs signing out in this episode of It Takes Balls to Knit to Show. Thanks so much for watching.
Right, I've just
hit a
muddled
snag.
myself. Yeah.
That wasn't you. That's just the way the. Isn't it interesting how skeins end up like that?
Yeah.
Like you see them being skein and they're fine, but then when they come out of the skein and they've got stuff in them. You're like, how did that happen? Like these gremlins that are running around and tangling skeins.
And we wind people's yarn for them in here when they buy it in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had days where I've literally, and it's always the day when I've got a giant to-do list and the postman's waiting and everything. And that'll be a tangled one. I'll spend 2 hours trying to deal with it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to just throw them away and give them new ones eventually because it wasn't worth the time to spend 2 hours. But yes.
But I love untangling tangles.
Do you? Darren does too. He loves it.
I really do.
Oh, it must be a man thing.
One of the first times I did one, this is before your time, but there used to be a company called Colinet in Wales.
I remember Colinet.
Yeah.
What do you mean before my time? How old do you think how old are you?
We won't even get into this.
Come on.
But anyway,
how old are you?
Colinet basically started the
Were you
whole
born in the
outside
70s?
of
Were you
Noro.
born in the 70s?
Colinet
Answer the question.
was.
I'm not listening into
I believe Nora was first, and then Colinet did the hand painted
Born in
thing.
the 70s? Yes or no?
But they had the most exquisite yarns,
Did they?
and they were pricey. You know, obviously
born in the
because they were a
70s.
thing. Hang on, stop 1 sec.
Answer the question.
Anyway, Colinet had the most exquisite yarns, and because it was a new thing, they were pricey. So in Canada,
I do remember.
you know,
that.
these were like $30 for a skein of yarn, and that's an average price now. But back then, that was it would be like paying $60 or $65 for a skein of yarn now. But it was worth it. They were amazing, and with really good fiber content and all that. Anyway, this lady bought this one skein, and yeah, it was. I don't think it was an issue with how Colinet did it. She just messed it up trying to wind it in a skein, and she brought it into the shop, and she was in tears. Like she didn't want to throw away the money, and she didn't want to throw away the yarn. It was amazing. So, honestly, spent like you said 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I loved doing it. It was fantastic.
You spent 2 hours doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But it was cool.
So now let's get back to the matter at hand.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm older than you, but not.
So born in the 60s?
Possibly the 70s. You said you were born in the 70s.
I was born in 76.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So we can't be that far off each other. I remember
don't know.
Colinet.
It depends what you call far off.
I mean,
yeah, but you can remember
within 8
Colinet
years.
because you just know stuff. There's some people that know stuff and others that just don't.
I was a knitter in my past life.
Yeah, it could be that.
What, are we within like 8 years of each other?
Possibly. When's your birthday?
What, like the date or the year?
The date.
31st
You said
of January.
76.
Yeah, 31st of January.
Oh, are you Capricorn?
No, I'm an Aquarian.
Aquarius.
I'm massively an Aquarian too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 3 days from her.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love Aquarians.
Oh, she's just realised she loves Aquarians.
You were one. I think that's maybe why I'm so attracted to you.
What are you?
Oh,
I'm
look
a
at that.
Cancer. But my husband's an
I
Aquarian.
think she's
and my
married
best pal
too.
is an Aquarian.
So, you know.
Oh. See, Darren's also an Aquarian, but he doesn't identify as one. He
Oh,
identifies
right.
as green bin.
Okay.
I'm kidding. He doesn't believe in any of that, and he's not really. But
Well,
for
I'm just
Chinese,
on
yes.
I'm on the last day of Cancer, so I'm sort of on the border of Leo. Mm-hmm. Which is why I think I can be quite social, but
There.